The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Welcome and thanks for joining us for episode 4 on our Useful Hacking series, Network Sniffing Useful Techniques Part 2. My name is Ken Wong and I would like to go over some minor items. Lines are all muted, but we definitely still want to keep things interactive. So please use the question section on the side of your screen to answer anything during the session, and I'll relay them all to Paula during the webinar. This webinar is being recorded, so keep an eye out. By early next week, we will upload it to our secure channel. And any links, please feel free to request, and we'll send them right over to you. So at this point, I would love to pass along to Paula Yanuszkiewicz. She will be presenting episode 4. Paula.
Thank you. By the way, I'm sure, guys, that Ken practiced my surname for a long time because he's getting better and better. So nice job. Anyway, yes, my name is Paula Januszkiewicz. Welcome on the Useful Hacking series. It's very nice that you join us today and that you're going to spend your 45 minutes on this webinar. And this is a part 2. Yes, so I will not really be referring to the part 1, but it also covers different types of useful network sniffing techniques that I would like to share with you. As you know, the nature of Useful Hacking series is that we've got something short, something explained, well explained, and basically this is a technique that you can take it home, work, and so on, and it's supposed to be useful for you. So we're going to be playing about those. So a couple of words to mention. If you didn't know me before, somehow you are here by accident and so on, just a couple of words for the intro. And well, as you see already, I already introduced myself. We've got a company that is called Secure. Ken, it's a regional director for United States. So if you are from the US region, if you got some questions, he's the person to contact to, and it's a ken@secure.us. And as you see, well, I'm a security expert. I'm also CEO of the company, and my email is paula@secure.us. If you got some questions, also you can post them on Twitter. That would be very nice, at Paula Secure, or actually, and this is so much better, at Secure Academy, because the whole team is monitoring at Secure Academy Twitter. Anyway, let's start. A couple of words also about my background. I'm speaking at the different kinds of events. I'm a practitioner at the same time. I like to share my knowledge. That's why all these conferences and so on. And basically, as you see, I was rated the #1 speaker at Microsoft Ignite. Hopefully today the subjects will be equally interesting, and hopefully everything is going to be clear. If it's not, then use the question section and go to webinar part, and then we will answer your questions. Plus, you can always ask them on Twitter or by email, or definitely on our Facebook page, which I will show you in a moment. I have to mention that basically we are running in the 2nd of May to 6th of May the Hacking Securing Windows Infrastructure Workshop. We always have discounts available for guys that are attending our webinars. So basically, if you're going to send us an email for info@secure.us, we will send you more information about it. This is a super nice workshop that I'm delivering in person, and basically it's hardcore stuff about hacking for the first 2 days, and then securing for the next 3. It's actually our bestseller, and we always work and make sure that everything we talk about there, it's up to date. This is our academy, so of course you will get certified after attending the workshop, and please have a look. I don't want to be boring right now since we have to talk about important knowledge related stuff, but have a look on our website, secure.us. You're going to find more information about that. And we have introduced some new classes, basically things like PowerShell, things like advanced threat analytics and stuff like this. So have a look, because this is what came out. And also we've got and many other different classes, so have a look. Anyway, tools. So tools you can find in our secure.us website, and when you go to the tools area, or so this is like when you download them, and if there is some new tool updates that are coming out, if there is something that we discovered, and there's plenty of things that we do right now, if there's a new version available, if there's an interesting article coming out, and so on, please like our page. This is facebook.com/secure. Or you can use our personal company URL shortener, which is cq.re/fb, so like Facebook, and then you are also redirected automatically, because it's just a redirection to the secure website, and then you will be able to be updated all the time with anything that we do and so on. Okay, anyway, agenda, very simple. Yeah, so we're going to be playing with a network sniffing idea, remote sniffing for today, and ARP poisoning for today, and then we summarize. Yeah, so something very, very concrete. If you got some questions, please let me know. Basically, the remote sniffing and the technique that I would like to show you, let's have a look. This is a very, very positive technique. I will adjust my screen resolution to something a little bit more bigger, maybe something like this, and let's dig in. Very good. So what do we have over here? Well, basically, the story is actually very simple. This is the technique if you would like to find out if you are able to monitor, or if you want to, in general, monitor the traffic on the remote machine. So you've got a certain machine, and you would like to see what is happening on this machine. Yeah? So question is, how can we do that? Well, for sure, in order to do that, you need to have some kind of a network sniffer. And for that kind of purpose, I would suggest to use Wireshark. There are also a couple of other ones that you can use, for example, Microsoft Network Monitor and so on. But basically, this one is quite straightforward and very, very useful for that technique. And in general, the purpose of that is to verify what kind of stuff is happening on that machine over there. Now, can you just connect to the machine, well, just like that? Well, you can, but in order to have a nice presentation of the traffic and correlation of different types of events happening in Windows operating system, you have to have some tool, yes, that's going to put everything all together and display in a beautiful form. And that tool is going to be Wireshark. So basically, the Wireshark in the newest version, you have to do a couple of things. First of all, in order to start capturing, there is a, well, menu capture, and then you go to options. And in options, you've got here the possibility to manage interfaces. Yes. So in this particular case, you got a local interfaces, as you see, pipes, eventually I don't have any, and remote interfaces. And this is exactly what we want to do. So we're going to be monitoring eventually local interfaces, which we could do, and also remote interfaces, so interfaces from the other computers. And as you see, here I got the possibility to authenticate to 10.10.10.50 on the port 202, and then I'm going to specify password authentication. So in my case, it's going to be Paula and certain type of password. Yes, okay. So this interface is there. For the fact that I got it here right now, it means that I successfully connected. So yes, so you can have multiple different types of answers here, but that means that I have actually connected. Just to give you a little bit of a clue, you probably wonder why I specified port 202. Well, 2002. So this particular port, it's actually the port that I'm listening on within the workstation. Because in order to be able to listen remotely within the certain interface, so I will just click OK if you don't mind. Here we go. I need to have one thing installed and enabled on the client side. And let me show you that. On the client side, so for example, it could be over here, I have first of all installed the Win Pickup with the last version, yeah, so 4.1.3 and so on. And when this is already installed, then I got the Remote Packet Capture Protocol. So this is a service which by default is stopped, and I have started that. Yeah, so after installation, you can start this one, and this is the remote packet capture protocol. And basically, this is the one that listens on a port 2002, and right now I'll be able to connect to that machine. So let's see if that particularly works. Ken, in the meantime, a small request to you, because we see that there is like one person that has a hand raised. If you could help out, if there's everything okay, that would be great. Okay, thanks. So we've got that pretty much enabled, and what we can do, we can start capturing. So this is the case on the different types of interfaces. Let me see what is the case. And then we can start capturing. This is good. And well, I'm connected right now to the certain machine. Yeah. So basically, I'm listening to what is happening from that certain machine. Hopefully, everything is going to be fine. Oh, this is perfect. So let me cause some traffic from. This is just to show you that everything is working as it should. ipconfig. This is 10.10.10 to 50. Yeah. So for example, I'm going to ping 10.10.10. 200, yes, and this machine that I'm listening on, yes, so just to show you, ipconfig, this is 10.10.10.10. So I will listen right now on 10.10.10.10, the communication from 10.10.10 200 and 10.10.10 250, yes, so this is the case. Let's see, of course, if everything works. No, something happens with our machine. Yeah, oh, here we go. Yeah, so we've got some kind of a traffic. I can, for example, try to browse the server. Yeah, so I can do that, and we manage actually to capture the traffic. It's not the real time. Yes, it's with a little bit of a delay. But this pink ICMP, unfortunately, pink ICMP, is the one that is actually related with that monitoring, because you can see here that is a 10.10.10 to 50. It's to 10.10.10 200. Yes, so these two are the ones that are important. Yes, just to enlarge and select that type of a traffic. Yes, good. So anything that I do on the client right now, so any type of a traffic, well, I can enter the server 10.10.10 200, which is, well, as you see, forbidden access denied. It's just the answer. It's just the server that I got. Yes, so well, at that part, maybe there is. It's not responding, yes, for a reason. I will need to verify why, but anything like ICMP, you could tell that it was actually operating fine. Okay, so this is good. We've got here a little bit of poisoning. I think we can stop it. And this will help us a little bit to cure the whole situation. Good. So this is the operation. So if you want to monitor the traffic on somewhere remotely, then you can always do that. Yes, as you see, it's not very reliable. Sometimes it does not give us the updated information and so on. So this is the case. But why not? Yes, we will get this information here soon. As you see, it's not the real time, but it is absolutely possible. Okay. So, well, technically anything that I will browse right now should be able to be captured. Hopefully, we are still connected to within the interface and so on. So, this is the type of a communication that we got. Okay, so this is the first technique. If you want to monitor things remotely, yes, then we are able to play with it this way. Now, sometimes we will need to just restart it, which might be mandatory, yes, to refresh the whole communication and so on. But as you see, clearly we can see here connection 10.10 to 50 on the port 2002, and this is actually the whole traffic that we've got right now, and anything we do, okay. So now I refresh it just to keep it healthy. I've entered the website 10.10.10.10, yes, and then basically, as you see, this is the traffic that I've got, which is the get HTTP, HTTP get, and this is from 250 to 10. Yeah, so we are clearly monitoring the traffic. Okay, and I got my ACME JPG, as you can tell. Anyway, so this is the first technique. Where can we use that? Well, we can use it if you are in the troubleshooting situation, but of course, it's not a secret. It requires installation on WinPickup on the client machine. Yeah? So in order to monitor a machine remotely, this is what you need to do. Yeah, so this is one of the ways in order to avoid monitoring using the monitoring locally and so on you don't want to remotely connect using RDP connection and so on. It's just enough that you connect to the service, which from the security perspective also makes a little bit sense because you are not authenticating remotely to that particular machine using the interactive logon and so on. Anyway, let's move forward. What is also pretty interesting, we have discussed that, have a look, we have discussed that on the previous session. Every machine, so in that case, we've got a query, we are querying the net bias WPAD. This is the packet number 136, so maybe we can stop monitoring. 136 over here, as you see. And WPAD, it's the resource record. It's a record that we are querying in order to search for the proxy settings. So this is also a little bit dangerous, but we were discussing this on the previous seminar. Okay, guys. Now the next question is it possible to pretty much get a little bit of an insight regarding the RP poisoning and how to do that? Can we do that? Well, of course we can, and we will actually learn how to do that. You can do this, for example, with a tool EtherCap, or you can do that also with Kine. Yes, so there are two options. Basically, in order to do this within the EtherCap, we can use Linux. And just to give you, well, the tool background, we've got here EtherCap. EtherCap looks like this, and you can, at the very beginning, well, start eventually sniffing, but you can scan for hosts. You get a certain host list, and at that moment, you can go to man-in-the-middle attacks and air poisoning. We can just stop it. Here we go. They're stopped. Good. Now, basically, how to do this with Kine, because this one is actually quite simple. Yes, we've got certain target 1, target 2, and this is exactly what I'm going to go. What I'm going to do in Kine. I'm going to specify the first target, second target, and any communication that is happening in between these guys, I would like to capture. What is nice about that is that if you are not familiar with RP poisoning, it's simply speaking sending out to the network a lot of different types of RP messages, so that the switch that we are using is getting into the port opening mode. And basically what happens is that we are, well, making a switch to be a hub effectively, and we start to send communication to every single port. RP poisoning in general, it is the attack where it allows you, first of all, to sniff the communication of everything that happens in the network because of the hub property. And second thing, this is not really an attack of itself, yes, because it's a man-in-the-middle attack, which means that we are actually doing something in order to do something else. Yeah? So, for example, RP poisoning can be used for DNS spoofing. Yeah? So, just because you are able to listen to the whole communication around, it means that you are able to spoof it and behave accordingly to what you are doing. So Kine, it's a free tool, yeah, so maybe you know it from the past. It's a very old tool as well, and everybody uses it. I'm not a fan of it, but the reason why I'm showing it is because it's very available, and if you want to practice quickly, and this is the point of the Useful Hacking series, you can do that pretty much immediately, and this is really our point. You get your tools, you turn them on, and you know what to do, because we try to be as clear as possible. So we're going to be as clear as possible in the Kine area. So first of all, in order to perform the RP poisoning and so on, we're going to use Kine. Yeah? So let's go to the hosts area. And as you see, I have here already hosts scanned. But how do we do that? How do we recognize the hosts around? Well, this is very simple. This is the, first of all, I'm on the Sniffer tab. Let's start from the beginning. In order to play with Kine, there is a menu, Configure. And you configure, of course, your network interface. If you got many, you select one that you would like to use. In this case, I got only one, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, so we're going to use only this one. So pretty much, that's it. But if you want to do a little bit more, then there are pretty nice options for different types of certificate spoofing. So if you got an HTTPS connections happening in the network, what we can do with Kind, for example, we can spoof certificates, so spot the HTTPS traffic, and then replace the certificate that is there in order to protect the website with your own. And yes, someone will see that certificate is wrong, of course, but I mean, sometimes the habits of administrators are, for example, allowing to accept different exceptions, like the self-signed Cisco switch certificate. This is my favorite, and I think it's a very good example, and things like that. So when we are used to accept certificates that we don't trust because they are self-signed, I mean, what's the point? There is no difference really. So that's why this attack really nicely works. But let's focus on something else. Let's focus on the principle, how to start RP spoofing and RP flooding. So we're just going to leave the default settings for Sniffer. So I can even though click cancel. And if you see here nothing, what we can do, we can add to the list. So there's this plus button. Yes, our MAC addresses and IP addresses. But as you see, the sniffer must be activated. So sniffer is this button here. So ding. And then, of course, you get a warning, blah, blah, blah. Of course, network may suffer from what you are doing and so on, because it can be really intense, though we're going to make it actually lightweight. So we are sniffing right now. And, well, first of all, add to the list. And I will add the host to the list, and for that moment, I will use 10, not 100, but 10, and from 1, why not? We can do to 10, and then, so my networking range is actually very small, 10, 10, 10, and 254, and why not? We can run all RP tests in order to verify how many hosts we've got in range. Yeah, so this is what it's doing. It's scanning the current range using the different types of techniques, and we are looking for who responds to the certain RP requests in order to spoof it. Yeah, so this is the operation. When this is happening, I mean, this is not very exciting. This is a little bit of a picture here. What we're going to do. So basically, normally when you've got a normal operation, yes, so there is a certain user, there is a certain gateway and internet access, and we've got certain switch, for example. Yes, whenever we've got a cache poisoning, the whole traffic, it is actually redirected to and sent through all of the switch ports to everybody. That's why we'll be able to listen to the whole traffic. Yeah, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to actually do this not for every host, but in between 2 specific hosts. Yeah, so this is a little bit of an intro. So here, as you see on our machine, we've got our IP addresses. So this is good. Sniffer is up and running. When this is ready, we are switching to the APR, and over here we will actually let me delete it maybe. We're going to actually do the poisoning. How to do that? Well, first of all, this is weird, but if you see my arrow, my cursor here, you have to click on in this area, which is very strange, because otherwise you will not see many options that we would like to use. So you have to click here, and then plus, and but then we're going to specify that we would like to. So this is 10, 10, 10 to 50, it's client. So I would like to listen to the network from 10, 10, 10, 10, and 10, 10, 10 to 100. Why not? Yeah, so these 2. Okay. So right now it's idle, but in order to start poisoning, there is a button for APR, so let's do it. Bang. So right now I'm poisoning the network, and this is a 10, 10, 10 to 50, as we remember. So this was IP config, yes, as you see, and 10, 10, 10 to 50 right now will be able to sniff the traffic in between 10, 10, 10, 10 and 10, 10, 10 to 100. So in order to, well, pretty much cause some traffic, that would be great to do something. In the meantime, I will go to the passwords area, and we're gonna, well, pretty much get some kind of a, data. As you see, this is the Kerberos pre-authentication, so we will be able to crack it. Yes, that's going to take some time, but still. So you can get a lot of information from that traffic perspective. Why not? I know that FTP is in a clear text, but it's not really the point. I would like to show you that we can capture the traffic in between the machines that are communicating with each other by performing ARP spoofing. Because normally, when you do sniffing, you are able to only capture effectively yourself, or you have to turn on the monitoring on the machine that you are on right now. So, for example, from the web server, in this particular case, let me try Bang. So from the web server, CMD, we're going to do FTP open 10. Yeah, so we are connecting administrator and enter. Okay, password required. So let's use some kind of a password, user logged on. Good. So that just happened. Now, question is, can we see here something additional? And as you see, we do. So basically, what's the point? The point is that if you know what is the computer of administrator, yes, you can listen the communication in between certain server and the administrator's computer, for example, when he's trying to log on. Yeah, so it could be, for example, it doesn't have to be one. It can be many. It can be administrator this server, administrator that server. So administrator everything. Yes, and basically, if administrator wants to connect to some kind of a console somewhere like HTTPS website in order to administer some kind of a service and so on, that's not a problem. You are able to spoof it. And, well, it all depends on the habit of administrator, yes? If you, of course, turn on the certificates spoofing. How do we do that? Well, you've got this option over here, yeah? So we are able to, as you see, start, stop certificate injection, bang, and then if I had one, or pretty much any, you can just enter HTTPS websites, and then we're going to put our own certificates. So this is another option, yes? Okay, so we are able to play with that. Try by yourself. You know how to do it, yes? It's absolutely easy. Configure, spot the interface, have a sniffer running, and then turn on the poisoning while you, of course, define the direction, yes? As you see over here. So, yeah, so this is the case. Good. So, this is another technique. And the last technique that I actually wanted to show you, it's also pretty easy, yes, but that technique is in order to discover if there is actually ARP poisoning or technical ARP spoofing happening, and ARP spoofing will be able to discover that actually with Wireshark. But how to do that? It's quite interesting. Let's see. Hopefully I will manage to do it. So in the Wireshark, you've got the nice option to configure. You just have to go to, in this case, File, Preferences, and in Protocols, if you go to Protocols and you display yourself protocols, then over here, you've got ARP RARP, yes? So ARP RRP. And by default, this option is off. Detect ARP request storms. So basically, the request storm, it's not like a professional name. It's just a description, but we could call it this way. And as you see, this is a lot of different types of ARP requests. So either spoofing or poisoning. So this is something that we can spot over here. And when you click yes, then basically we are able to detect certain situations. And then you have a look, the number of requests to detect during period. And then you specify, for example, 3 within 100 milliseconds. So that really depends what you define over here. 3, it's not much. By default, it's 30, yes. We can keep 10, 3. My network is not big, so I will just keep 3 and we should be fine anyhow. And we should see that there is a duplicated IP detected, which let's see. Yes, so let's have a look. So, okay. And we are right now, let's monitor. But in this case, we will actually monitor, let me check. In this case, not from that certain device because it's not very important, but in general, yes, we're gonna try to discover this in general. From the device it could work too, but but let's just get rid of this one. Yeah, so manage interfaces and remote interfaces, and I will basically remove this one. Yeah, so we don't want to monitor or even remove. Here we go. Very good. So we've got right now all the default settings, and now we can start monitoring. Let me see. So capture, and let's see, because right now it's not capturing it. This is interesting. Okay, so let me select the Ethernet 3 that I've got. Okay, now it's good. So we are right now monitoring, of course, everything that is happening around within this RP discovery and so on. And in this case, we've got the traffic in between 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 to 100, yes. So right now we are not poisoning anything. We have to turn on our sniffer. So that's what we got. And as you see, the poisoning, yes. So at the moment, we actually started the poisoning. Have a look. This is what happened. So RP went immediately out, yes? So this is the poisoning that looks like this. And that looked, have a look, we've got the duplicated use, I will keep it, duplicated use of 10, 10, 10 to 100 detected, because we are spoofing a certain MAC address over here. Well, certain effectively communication channel, and we are able to spot that this way. And how can you spot that in the big amount of traffic? Where, to be sincere, this is kind of easy, because over here within the Wireshark, you've got the option that is called Analyze, and there is something that is called Expert Information. And when there is an expert information, what you can check over here, it's a duplicate IP address configured. So when you see things like this, you can always click on the packet, yes, and then it displays you details about the packet. Then this is probably a sign of RP spoofing. Yes, so this is the case, and this is clearly coming out from the RP poisoning part that we can use in the we're using actually in KINE. Yeah, so this is the scenario, and we can filter by RP protocol, and then you can see that there's a lot of communication, and basically the ones within the expert information over here. Yep, yeah, this is the one. Well, we can just refresh it, so that will be so much better. Let's do it. Expert information. Yep. And we are able to, as we said, always click on whatever we don't like, and then, well, the more we have like this, it means that there has been some kind of an RP-related attack. How to prevent that? Well, answer is very simple. Yes, in order to prevent that, either you can use IPsec for the communication to assure the secure communication in between machines, or you can, of course, use also port security on the switches that will not allow that kind of behavior, but only certain type of traffic from the certain MAC address will be tightened to the certain port of the switch. Yes, so this is another option. What is the practical usage within the companies? Well, I can tell you it's not much. And quite often, or if not pretty much almost all the time, we are able to do different types of man-in-the-middle attacks in order to do something, yes? Quite often what we do, we play with different certificate injections, so we are able, of course, to replace the certain certificate within the communication, yes? So we are able to, when someone enters a website, yes, then we are able to, at some point, HTTPS, in this case, at some point, replace that certificate and then change it to something else. Yes, if I have it, actually, I should have HTTPS contoso or contoso.com. Maybe, yes. Okay, not this time. www could be. Yes, this is better. Okay, anyway, and then we are able to grab this certificate, and eventually, as you see, this is a live demonstration, so let's have a look. If you go to the continue to this website, as you see, the certificate is already not trusted, and it should be okay before. I mean, I had it okay before. And let's see what kind of certificate will be applied over here. Oh, okay, so this is welcome to Contoso. This is our web page. It's still opening, yes, and in the back, let's have a look. We've got here a certificate. It's a self-signed certificate. different one, yes, and basically this is the certificate that has been spoofed. So right now it's just a regular simple website, but imagine if we got a HTTPS website where we've got a logon fields, yes, and that logon fields are running in a clear text, then we will immediately get them in passwords. Yeah, so in HTTP bang, we're going to have here information about different passwords. Example, as I showed on the part 1, LinkedIn, it's a fantastic example, since within the HTTPS tunnel, the username and password is actually running in a clear text. Yeah? So over here, if we have a look at the certificate, view certificates, you can see that it is actually a certificate for ACME, so it was actually originally there, but that has been spoofed. Yes, it's a certificate that I don't trust. And basically that certificate, it's exactly the same, well, exactly with cryptographical changes, yes, but it looks the same to us as it was before, yeah. So this is something that we can have, yes, and our certificate could be injected. So this is another option, and then we are breaking the HTTPS communication. Okay, so hopefully this is all clear. Now, what is also interesting is that we are also able to sniff the network, and I wouldn't be myself if I did not introduce that subject. You can also sniff the network by running different like operating system related tools. Sniff the network, but not by just sniffing the traffic, but also by using different tools. And for that, I got this machine that I'm going to start. And within it, I would like to show you how to use Xperf in order to sniff the processes that are communicating within the network. Yeah? So this is the technique number 4. Let's have a look. So if there is something running on your machine and you are wondering, what is this? Yes, then basically we can start Xperf always and then verify what is this truly communicating over the network. So what I would like to start with, it is actually, well, Xperf, not x64, almost there, Xperf, here we go. And Xperf allows us to well, turn on different types of monitoring sessions, and this is pretty much how we can run it. Yes, so well, Xperf minus on, we can do that, and then we can specify what we would like to have. Well, it could be certain type of a session, but we could have it at that moment, process or thread, and plus loader plus network trace. Yeah, so this is how we start monitoring. And then whatever is happening, yes, then basically this is we are monitoring that, and we can always whatever process is communicating with the network, we're gonna get that, and we can always, of course, stop it. Yes, and in this case it will be Xperf, yes, minus D. And then we can stop it for the, well, let's say network ETL. Yeah, so we got that one. And after a little moment, then the whole operation will be dumped to the network ETL. Yeah, so this is another option. And well, there are plenty other possibilities. We can convert this network ETL by, again, using Xperf, and we can specify well, the options, so minus I to import network ETL, minus O to output that, for example, to network TXT, we could do that, why not? And minus A to specify action, which is very strange, and action defines us in Xperf the way how we are extracting data from the ETL file. So ETL file contains it all, contains pretty much everything. But if you want to, for example, only get information about, let's say, plug-and-play operations, you can always specify that kind of action. In this case, I will specify the default action, which is called dumper. Yeah, so we got that, we got it dumped, and if there was something communicating within the network, then network TXT will show me that. So this is a little bit of a file, as you see, long way, and so on. There are certain DLLs and so on, so we can always get that information. Of course, you have to parse it, yes? So it's not very clear who is communicating with who and so on. But if there was something communicating, then we will be able to find it, yes? So we can always search for the network-related activities like TCP. Let's go up maybe. TCP1. Let's see if we had actually communicating at a certain moment. Here we go. No, TCP send. Oh, TCP reconnect. Perfect. Yeah. So as you see, we've got a TCP reconnect. There is a process named l.exe, and it was communicating so that we've got the two addresses. Yeah. So 10.10.10 to 201 and 10.10 to 100. Yes. So this is actually this client that I'm on. It's in this case 100 at the end. Yeah. So we're able to find out that kind of operations. TCP send represents us, of course, if someone was sending some traffic within the network. We should run it for a longer time. Okay, not this time, but basically we will be able to get that kind of operation. But at least we had a TCP reconnect, and then we managed to capture this l.exe communicating over the network. Yeah, so this is another way how we are able to sniff. Okay, the last technique that I wanted to show you, very last of the day, is the technique that is related with, well, sending more than sniffing certain type of information over the network, yes? And I would like to encourage you to do the sniffing because some of the packets might be unnatural, yes, so not natural, depending, of course, what is happening. Let me stop this sniffing. So question is, if we've got, we can clear the filter, if we've got so much different types of communication here, yes, different types of protocols and so on, the question always is, what happens, like if, for example, I malform, I change the content of that packet, yes, well, how can I spot that this packet is good or bad, yes? If I, for example, well, let's say do ping, let's do this, ping, let's start sniffing first. Here we go. Continue without saving. ICMP will be my filter, thank you. And let's do it, ping 10, 10, 10, 200, for example. We've got our ping over here. Like, who says that ping should have that size and it should look like this and so on? So ping basically, as you might know, contains inside an alphabet. Why alphabet? Well, answer is why not? It doesn't really matter if it's alphabet or anything. It's just that something that you send, that in the reply, I'm selecting the reply right now, you want to get the that something back. So you got a ping request, certain value, and ping reply, certain value. And as long as the value is the same, then everything is fine. Yes, then ping, the tool, interprets that in a certain way. I didn't mention at the beginning, but I got access to the source code of Windows, and basically the first thing we did, because it's not only me in our team, we check out the source code of ping, and it's not beautiful, to be sincere, but sometimes it is interesting. Oh, here we go. Sometimes it's interesting to watch pretty much how it reacts. Ken, you're saying that Marcel is raising his hand. If you could tell me what can I do, that would be great.
No, he has no question. He's fine now.
Okay, so well, I don't have a camera, but I'm raising my hand too. If you got some. If you got some questions, please put them in the questions and answers, yes?
Yes, please, guys. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Good. So, so this is our ping, yes? But the last demonstration is that basically ping can contain a lot of information, yes? So it doesn't have to be alphabet. It can be everything, yes? So it really depends on the tool. If you use hping, if you use other version of ping and so on, it will be something else, yes? So basically I got a tool here. It's called MemoPad, and it's just a notepad, very simple. but this is a tool that surprised many administrators, even though it's absolutely easy. This tool, what it does, it wraps up into the ICMP protocol, which is used by Ping in general, also ICMP protocol. It wraps up different portions of text. So if you want to send the file somewhere to the internet, or putting it in a normal words, if someone from your company wants to steal data, what they can do, they can use this tool to put the data out by using ICMP protocol. Very often, this protocol is uncontrolled. Yeah, so basically, anything ICMP, it's a layer 3, usually goes through. Can I ping Google from inside of your network? Answer is probably yes. If answer is no, then good for you. But statistically, you are like 1%. Yeah, so we need to take care about where ICMP can go out. And if you block TCP or something, it's absolutely not applicable. Yes. So let's have a look. I will do MemoPad, and I'm going to send some kind of text file. So we can even, let's create a text file. Why not? So we can do this, test, useful, hacking, serious, etc. Yeah, so we can do this. So some part of a text. So tools, and I will save it as test.txt. Good. So I'm going to take this one, and I will send it somewhere. Yes, so MemoPad. And then we're going to do test.txt, and I will send it to 10, 10, 10, 200, yes? So what happens in the back, you see that there is a certain traffic, additional traffic that happened, and ping request, test, useful hacking serious, yes? And then ping reply, test, useful hacking serious. So on the other side, so on the 10, 10, 10, 200 that I use as a victim of my ping, what I can use for is that I can pretty much build over there a listening service that will actually listen what am I saying. Yeah, so this is how information can leak from the company, and one of the issues that we should definitely have a look at is to monitor ICMP. So hopefully everything was interesting, and this is our useful hacking series. So we've become familiar with a couple of techniques. One technique is to monitor machines remotely, how to connect and create a virtual interface using Wireshark. Another one is to how to perform the ERP poisoning. Another one is to how to discover ERP poisoning. Another one is to how to identify all of the processes that are communicating with the network. You can use Sysmon, by the way, for that, yes, because you might be wondering, how can I do the constant monitoring instead of ad hoc like Xperf did? Well, Sysmon is perfect for that. If you want to have useful hacking series about Sysmon, put it in the question mark or something, I would like to or something, and then we will know that you are interested in the subject. And another technique was, of course, within the ICMP, how to send information within ICMP over the network. Yeah, so these 5 techniques we have discussed today. Hopefully everything was interesting, and just to finalize, you can get the recording if you want later within our secure channel, which is on YouTube. And of course, please remember to sign up to our website, where the Facebook website, so facebook.com/secure. And over there, you're going to find an updates for our tools. We are getting more online, guys, as you might be noticed. So we're going to be posting a lot of content like this. If you want us to write something about, bring it on, and then we're going to do it. So we are getting more online. And for offline, of course, if you are from United States or you want to be in New York, from Europe or anywhere else, from other continents, definitely please join us for the Hacking Securing Windows Infrastructure workshops, because it's actually really cool, I mentioned, and we're going to do a lot of stuff like we discussed today on the webinar, but even deeper and more intense. So hopefully you enjoy it. And in the meantime, if we could play a little bit with the questions, that would be great. Yeah. So
yes, we have one question.
Questions, ask them.
Yeah, we have a question from Is your version of MemoPad available to download?
Yes, so the version of MemoPad, it is available for download. Absolutely. It has a small raccoon icon on it. This is actually the only one that has a raccoon icon on it, and it's not dangerous. So this is the case. And you can find it if you go to the secure.us and tools. And this is pretty much, there is a link, it's called demonstration files, and you can find it over there. I will also post it when we finish on our facebook.com secure website. So any requests you guys have, I will do it on our fanbook page, fan page. And there is also the website with the tools if you want to have it a little bit shorter, because secure US tools, or you can go to stderr.pl/tools. Yeah, so this is another website, but this is more like where you're going to go finally to. Yeah, so in order to maybe even memorize it easier, this is the website. Yeah, so I will publish this on the Facebook webpage too. After this webinar, MemoPad will be there. Yep.
Right, and then we have another question from Jim Bailey. That the presentation is not updating for him, but I think that could be on your end because everything seems fine on my end. Seems so. So
it's a typical thing that administrator says. For me, it works, right?
Exactly. But we are recording this, so hopefully you can catch up anything that you missed in the presentation.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yep. Another question, Ken?
Is there a way to protect your Wireshark monitoring function when you have a port to the remote PC?
Yes, yes. Basically, this kind of options help out. Also, things like port security and so on. So these are the options that will prevent, of course, Wireshark to monitor that, because that kind of operations will not happen. Yeah. So absolutely.
Great. Okay, and I think that is it. Those are all the questions we have. Oh, here's another one. Is there a way to protect your switch against ARP posing?
The poisoning, yes. Yeah. So ARP posing would be nice. Anyway, ARP poisoning, yes, you can. The port security on the switch, this is the first thing. Second, IPsec communication, yeah, so anything related with securing the traffic, yeah, so also HTTPS, it's not really preventing it, but if you're gonna see the certificate that is wrong, then it means that you've just become a victim, so effectively it's not working, yeah, so any secure protocols for that are helping here. Anything like, of course, HTTPS, anything like IPsec on a lower layer will help out. Port security. So these are the things that can help. Yep.
Great, and I think that is all the questions we have. So I wanted to thank everyone for attending. Don't forget about, we will be sending some surveys, so please give us some type of feedback, how you like the course, more useful hacking series, what would you like to hear about? We're very, very open in hearing some suggestions on what you would like Paula to kind of discuss about. And follow us over on our Twitter page, go on our YouTube channel to see this entire presentation and all the previous ones. So. And other than that, thank you for attending, Paula.
Yes, absolutely, guys. Thank you for attending. Don't forget about downloading our tools, and effectively, if you got a chance, see you at the next episode. So episode number 5. Episode number 5, we know it's going to be actually about dumping memory and analyzing memory. So it's going to be very cool. One of our favorite subjects in a team, and then probably we're going to put it in 2 parts like this one, but not one after another. First, it's going to be memory analysis, then something interesting, and then later on we're going to be back with the memory analysis, because it is a very long and interesting subject, and it's good to know a couple of techniques. How can you extract information from the memory, and effectively use it for troubleshooting, yes, because it's not only hacking that we are playing with, but also a little bit of performance analysis, and that kind of application is crashing thing. I want to know what's happening. So we will learn how to do dumps in order to achieve the status where you can do this by yourself. Yeah, so this is the point. So thank you so much for attending, for your time, and it was, as always, great to see you on our hacking series.
Thank you and goodbye.
Thanks, bye-bye.